Hello, welcome back to Niagara Garden Party. It is the start of June, and I'm taking you along for a garden chores video. We got a cute dog to boot. Hi, Ivy. And we are going to fertilize the beets. I noticed that the beets weren't really bulking up, getting thick, and I think that's because they need more phosphorus. I believe that's correct. Having too much nitrogen or adding nitrogen fertilizer will give you more green leafy growth, whereas phosphorus will give you more root growth. Since beets are a root crop, we're going to be adding phosphorus to promote thicker, beefier beet bulbs. Say that 10 times fast. So I do have some fertilizer in the greenhouse. However, it's not bone meal. So this isn't exactly what I want. And the reading here means, so NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, I think it's K. I don't know what the last one stands for. I am the worst. So this is the ratios of what is in these fertilizers. Oh, K is potassium. Brain. We want P, phosphorus. So we're looking for a high middle number. What do I have over here? Glacial rock dust. I don't even know what that's supposed to be for. What is this? 28,820. That doesn't look great. That is too high in the N. We want more P. This gardening stuff can be tricky sometimes, guys. All right, so look at my plant shelf is all empty. Let's look in here. We are looking for, what was it? The K. 5-4. This is a 216. Oh my goodness. Do I just not have the right fertilizer? These are the nutrients that I use in my hydroponic gardens, but they're not bad to be used on the garden as well. And they really work well. Okay, so this one's a 436. I don't know if this is right. All right, so we're going to have to take a little recess before we come back to school because I got to do a little more studying quickly behind the scenes, and maybe I have to go shopping to find the right fertilizer. So this is what I mean when I say they're not bulbing up. So today is June 7th, and I'm going to be planting some bush beans. Just in some areas that didn't really fill out the way I was hoping for. I had some Swiss chard that got eaten by leaf miners. Not surprised about that. So we're just gonna go around and put some bean seeds in the dirt. The rain barrel at this point is bone dry. There is very little water there, so I put a few plants in here to suck up the water because those cacti have been dry for a long time. but I'm just watering away. This is my life these days. I either water in the morning or I water at night. I don't like to water in the middle of the day because the water evaporates really quickly because it's so hot right now. And because the water droplets on the plants act as magnifiers and you could actually burn the leaves of your plants. Oh, I gotta show you the nasturtiums right now. They're gorgeous. He looks like he's doing okay right now. Sometimes he's looking real wilty during the day. I think in past videos he has looked real wilty, but we'll see what happens here. I don't know if it's just gonna bolt or it's gonna give me broccoli. We'll find out. I brought more of my houseplants out here. So a lot of the succulents and cacti are in the greenhouse now because I think they can handle the extra heat and humidity. Some of my tropical plants. Oh, but I really murdered the aloe. We're just not going to talk about that ever again. Some of my air plants out here. I started these Mexican sunflowers from seed. As you can see, they're not looking too good in the pot. But a couple of weeks ago, I planted some of them behind this tumbling Tom tomato. As you can see, they're getting very big. They're starting. So it's pretty amazing how it being confined to this little pot, it's just decided it doesn't really want to grow anymore. It needs the ground badly. Another one too is this snapdragon. I planted this. Like, these haven't grown that much. But I planted one of these packs. The whole thing, all of them. I didn't even thin them. I probably should have. The gardener's curse. But I stuck them all in here because I have bulbs that are starting to fade. I think I'll probably end up putting the snapdragons in here and the other ones too. But they're doing really good. They're very happy in here. And they really took off after I replanted them. I don't know if you can hear that. The rain falling and hitting the gazebo cover. But yes, it is finally raining. I feel like this is the first time it's rained this month. It's been so hot and dry, and we've even had poor air quality over the last few days because of all the forest fires happening in Canada. We're very grateful for the rain today. As I was doing my rounds in the garden, I noticed this tomato plant. All of these tomato plants are looking great, but something happened here. So we're just gonna take him out and replace him with this one that's been growing in the greenhouse. He also looks really bad, but at least he's more firm. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. Sad day. Bye-bye, sir.
You need a new hole here?
Yes, I need a new hole, please, and thank you. Sad. Sad tomato. So I think the reason the other one didn't survive is because of this stupid landscape fabric, which I will never put down again in my life. I understand why I did it at the time, but we don't like to talk about that. So with this, you want to plant it as deep as you can along the stem, because tomatoes will actually grow roots along the stem, and it doesn't look too root bound. Actually, to me it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to try to push it down into that hole as deep as I can, and then cover the stem. Ooh. Yeah, see, like, I know this tomato plant isn't doing very well either, but that's okay. Plants are very resilient. It'll bounce back, I'm sure. Don't know what happened to that other guy. I suspect the landscape fabric, but who knows? So now I'm just going to tie this guy up here. We're gonna try to put him around this side. And I have this twist tie. And I'm gonna water him in. And there we go. I am very happy that I kept all those other tomatoes in the greenhouse, even though they're looking really sad right now, just in case something like this happened. Thanks, babe. I don't think this side is ready, but this side looks pretty good, if you can see in there. This is what gardeners call black gold. It's our own homemade compost, and it's just been cooking in here, I think since last fall, really. I'm just gonna take a bit of this, and I'm gonna put it over that newly planted tomato to give some natural compost. I should have put some in the hole too, but you know, better late than never. All right, so now we're just gonna take this, and I'm just gonna put it around the base. And I'm actually gonna do it for all the tomatoes along this line here. Just put a little bit of this homemade compost down. All right. Right now I'm just doing a little bit of weeding and planting some of the leftover starters that I started in the winter and spring. So I have eggplant. I already have an eggplant in here, but he's kind of getting eaten by flea beetles. So we're gonna stick another eggplant in there, because why not? I also am just picking out all of these things here on the side. I'm going to get rid of this spinach, pick through it, because as you can see, there's a little bit of leaf miner damage. Some of it's okay, but it's a mess. There's a pepper growing in there as well. So as soon as I pick this out of here, the pepper will have a little more space, and I'll do a fertilizer treatment. I thought this was really funny too. This is an oregano plant that just was a seed that blew over from an oregano bed that I have over on the other side of here. Don't know how it made it all the way over here, but it's growing in the cracks of the concrete. So we're just letting it do its thing, and I will harvest some oregano from that, and it'll be my concrete oregano. It'll taste the same as the dirt oregano, but it's amazing how plants can do something like that. Look, there's no soil there. It's growing in a crack. How's it going?
I'm making progress.
Again, with the protective footwear, I love it. Wow, no more weeds. So good. Now we're getting them out of the side here, and this area, and in here, and in here needs to be done, and in this garden bed. And I am about to do the snapdragons and stuff in here. There are crocus and tulip that come up in the spring, but as you can see, crocus has died back. Tulips are crusty and brown, so it's time to put something new there. It's not perfect, but I hope these will take off. I decided to go with the Mexican sunflowers here and the snapdragons here. They'll end up looking like these guys. Can't wait until they flower. Ivy, oh my goodness. Wow. So clean. Looks so good. Those guys are planted. I did these ones here, had tulips in them before. Put a few bean seeds in the ground. Look at this disaster. I have these cement blocks to plant out, but those will be the last ones because I'm still waiting on this kale disaster. We're so close to harvesting seeds. We're here to get wood because I want to build shelves. I think I already told you that. Anyway, that's getting done. We're doing it. All right, grab it. Two of those. It was a long day yesterday of going to the hardware store, going to the pet store, getting groceries, putting wood up, cutting the wood, sealing the wood, moving the plants, and I filmed my Sunday garden tour yesterday. So today is Monday, the 12th, and it's raining hard. The last time I showed you it was raining, it only sprinkled. I didn't get a full fill up on my rain barrel. But now, baby is filling up, which is not great actually, because this is super stinky, yucky water. There was a lot of pollen on the roof. You can see it. There's this clump of leaves, another clump of leaves, so I have to go up there and spray it down. I was going to do that today, but then Mother Nature said, hey, I'll help out. The fence is soaked, everything is soaked. We have a puddle forming. The pond is gonna overflow. I'm not complaining though. This really needed to happen. How do we like the new shelves? 2 rows? I wanted to have it this high because that's how high the fence is over on that side. I'm kind of sad though because it's very high. I'm gonna have to take things down if I want to water it. But I'm also thinking of just putting my cacti and succulents up top so that they don't need to be watered very often. It's kind of what I got going on now, except for the few random propagations I'm trying to help come back to life. I'm just about to put in some hooks here because I have a few hanging things that I'd like to go up. Look at this. My mom gave me this. She's like, it's a sad mess. I don't know how to get it back, how to revive it. It looks like it's trying to come back, but I don't have a whole lot of faith. We'll see. I should fertilize it. Everything else in here doing fantastic though. Even though it's really hot in here, I'm happy with how everything's going. The experiment tomatoes, this cool basil hybrid, this, even though this is, okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Look, it's making tomatoes. You can't complain about that. This one seems to be standing tall today. Beautiful zinnia flower. This one is going to be a different color. And look at those nasturtiums. They're so stunning. I have to get some lettuce going today in those planters there. And I have some baby, wow, classic. I have some baby cacti that I want to put into different pots. They just don't belong in here. I don't know what I was thinking. So that's today's project, is planting out these buckets, moving those, getting rid of those, cleaning a few things up. Love the sound of the rain in the greenhouse. I just can't get over the nasturtiums. They're really putting on a show in here. Put up the hanger, planted out the lettuce boxes. I think we've got dwarf kale, endive lettuce, and mizuna, which is one of my favorites. I also potted up this little string of hearts that I got at the greenhouse yesterday. So the fertilizer came for the beets, but I think it is fish flavored. And these two usually get fish treats, so they think this is for them, but I'm really sorry, guys, it's not. One second, I gotta make good on this. Okay, one's for Abra. There you go, buddy. One's for Ivy. And this is for the garden, not for the dogs. Sorry, guys. So I'm out in the greenhouse. The dogs are locked away. I thought this was going to be something I had to mix with water, but it just says to pour 4 tablespoons into soil for each plant. That's not really going to work for what we got going on. So I don't know. Wait a second. What is that? Do you see that? Am I the only one that sees that? Is that a bird egg? Yes, it is a bird's egg. What the heck happened here? Oh, it's cracked. Oh, it fell out of the nest for sure. I'm actually going to clean that up and keep it, I think. It's really cool. I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes. So here's what it looks like. It smells very fishy. The dogs were right. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. Today's June 15th. You should be very proud of me because I did the fertilizing, the phosphorus fertilizing of the beets earlier. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to give them another 2 weeks and that's it. And I'm pulling them out because I want to put other things in there. I want to direct sow some rutabaga or something. Anyway, I am out here harvesting garlic scapes. Garlic scapes are like the flower top of the garlic. You want to cut it off and direct the energy back to growing the bulb. So when the garlic scapes are ready, they curl over. I think you can see here, you can see them back there too, curling. So I'm going to cut them all. I'm going to fry them up in a pan with some oil, some salt and pepper, and they're kind of like a garlicky green bean flavor. We have chicken and French fries, and this is what I'm contributing from the garden to dinner tonight. I'm very excited about it. It's like my first kind of big thing. Other than the lettuces, I'm continuously harvesting lettuces. But this, garlic scapes, so excited about it. And there you have it. The garlic scape fake green beans. My husband actually thought they were beans. So
they're beans.
They're not beans.
They're beans.
They are garlic. We went from having no rain for 3 weeks to nonstop rain for 6 days. And some of my plants are not liking it, surprisingly. I think I'm having a problem. Some of them I think are getting root rot because they're just kind of sitting in water. The water's not going anywhere. In the greenhouse, some things are doing good, but this is just doing not good. It's getting worse and worse. It seems like the nasturtium is the only thing that's surviving in here, and it's not even doing that great. It's got water. It's not too hot today. I have no idea why this is happening. So I'm just going to give up on this planter. I'm going to pull that. I'm going to pull that. The tomatoes and the sunflowers here are doing totally fine in the other one. And that's a tire planter as well. So I'm not really sure what happened here. And we're just going to call it a loss. I'm going to remove these tires from the greenhouse this year completely anyway. So I'm not sad that this is happening. It's totally fine. It just means I can go ahead and move these 2 tires out to the back garden sooner than later. Today is June 17th. It's 23 degrees Celsius outside. My friend Rudy.licious on Instagram dropped off some eggplant seedlings for me. So I'm going to just plant them in various places. This is a garden bed of dwarf bell peppers. There's 1 eggplant in there, so I think I'm going to put a bunch of them in between. We're excited. The bell peppers here are starting to turn color. Let's see if I can get a shot of it. We're in the shade right now. But you can see it looks like it's almost going purple. I'm gonna eat these. I cannot wait. There's so many on here and they keep coming. I love it. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, the ants are going crazy for it right now. But right there is a zucchini. And I hand pollinated it today just in case the ants or bees didn't. So we're gonna be eating green zucchini very soon. Some flowers on this eggplant. Tons and tons of figs on the fig tree. I think it's too hot in here for these guys too. Oh, this guy is full of aphids. Oh shit. I'm gonna take this pot out of the greenhouse today because the birds and bugs outside will eat the aphids in like a day. So I'm gonna move that right now. So here's my little cart that I use for moving things, but this is a ceramic pot, and ceramics shouldn't be left out in the winter, even though like this one's been fine in the greenhouse for years. This one didn't make it. I tried to lift it and that whole piece just came right off the side. So we have to deal with this later because it turned into a much bigger project than just carry the thing outside. Oh my God. This is why I have back pain. Just saying. This is the exact reason why. Oh my God. Success, sort of. Thank God the roots are so compact in here. It's gonna make the job of transplanting this a little bit easier. Man, can you see all the aphids on there? Whoa, gross.
To accomplish this?
No, I don't have a plan. It's mostly just, I mean, we could maybe crack it more. You wanna crack it more?
Yeah.
Get like a hammer and just crack around it like the outer shell. I don't know. And then hopefully we can get it out. It looks like it's gonna be skinnier, so we're gonna have to take some of the dirt off anyway.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hard though. Okay, this is the plan we came up with. Go ahead, do it. Sorry, Ivy, you're gonna be scared. All right, great. Not bad, only a little bit of soil on the ground. That's a disaster, that's just trash. And here it is. Replanted the nasturtiums, I separated them. The aphids are already getting hunted by whatever is out here that likes to eat them. You can still see there a few there. But they'll be gone. That's why I don't mind putting it with the other plants. Like that's an eggplant and that's some eggplants here. They're not going to get aphids because they get eaten fairly quickly. The reason that I get them in the greenhouse is because it is a controlled environment and there aren't predators like bees, wasps, and things like that. Today's June 19th, and again, something's wrong with Tomato Row this year. I don't know what is happening, why we're getting so wilty. But now this guy and this guy are wilty. I replaced this one. I don't know why we're off to such a bad start this year. Today's June 21st. It's 25 degrees Celsius today. It's only just the morning. I think it's gonna get hotter. I have an ant problem. These ants are going in my house. Like not actually in my house, but I assume that they're in here. And I've tried stopping them with this ant trap. They don't seem to be interested in that. I've tried putting like the sticky side of tape. They don't get caught on that. They walk right over it. It's amazing. So I gotta go buy a slew of ant traps. I don't really want to spray anything because then I have to move all the plants away from here. If anybody knows what I should do, help me out. Hopefully I've already dealt with it by the time I post this video. I did want to show you a few things in the garden today, like this flowering lavender bush. It's amazing. The blueberries are really starting to look like blueberries. They're kind of like thickening up, getting fat. There's a whole bunch of them on there. This is starting to look better, the zucchini. Look at the apples. How cool. So that's how big they are right now. Tiny, tiny, but bigger than they were. There's a whole bunch of them on here. So cool. Cosmos are doing really great. I think I've given up on this. These beets, I think I've given up. I know I said I was going to give them like 2 more weeks, but as you can see here, it's bolting. That means they're done getting thick. They're done growing, basically. It's too hot for them. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so 2 of them out of the 4 here are okay. They're just tiny though. And I planted these a long time ago, so I'm not sure what I did wrong. This is the 2nd year that I've done this, and I haven't been able to figure out beets. So maybe one day, I'm hoping. So the thought of pulling out all the beets today might have been a little bit ambitious, admittedly, because we didn't end up doing that. But I did pull some beets out. As you can see, they're not very big. There's others that are smaller. These were honestly the biggest of the patch. I'm gonna give maybe the other ones a little bit more time. Obviously, I can't eat more of these now. I can't eat that entire beet bed all at once. So a few have snuck by and lived to see another day. But they will be dinner soon, hopefully. Yesterday was the first day of summer. Where is the time going? I brought my Click and Grow unit out here because it has aphids. It has had aphids for quite some time. You can kind of see their little white skeletons on the leaves. And you can see there are ants all over eating the aphids, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. I hate aphids so much. I get them in the house, I get them in the greenhouse. Like, I can never get away from aphids. I've tried insecticidal soaps. Like, we could go over all the stuff. Maybe I should do a video just on that one day. Anyway, I came here to say happy 2nd day of summer because it is the 22nd of June. And I missed it yesterday. I didn't even realize that's what it was. My mint is looking so lush. I'm gonna give it a little more time before I trim it back. I'm waiting for blueberries. Overall, pretty good day in the garden. This tomato plant that was looking wilty, still not looking good. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I think maybe I'll just replace it. Everything else looks better. This one was kind of going wilty too, but he looks like he's bounced back. Oh, I just realized we didn't count them when we picked them up, but there should be 19 stepping stones here, feet stepping stones, and they were $100 on Facebook Marketplace. So we're gonna unload them from the car and we're just gonna lay them on the grass for now. I've been trying to get enough feet stepping stones to go all the way around my tiny little garden forever. So I'm very excited about this. These are 4 square ones, and then I have some like random decorative circle ones. But I want to completely redo this and have like a path of stones. See, I have some feet, but they're smaller. All the way around. And I mainly want to do this so I can walk in the yard without having to step on the wet grass or the dog poo. So these are ones I had before, these 3 big monster feet, and then these 3 big monster feet here. And then I got 3 in that pile, and then some weird other feet Like these ones are really cute. I like these ones. But I'm not a huge fan of these ones that are like smoother. So I think I'm gonna try to use the ones I have over there that are these ones. And then if I have any of these left over, I might just put them in a different yard, like in the back or in the front. But they're kind of slippery. Overall, very, very happy. We got a little fire action going today because we're trying to get through that big pile of sticks in the backyard still. Haven't made much progress. There was a burn ban for a while too, wasn't there?
Yeah. And then it rained.
Yeah, and then it's been raining. And it's still supposed to rain. We're just hoping we can get a couple sticks burnt before that happens tonight. I never show the garden at night, so here's your quick nighttime garden tour. The lights look so cute. There's lights along the path. There are these cute little lights on the fence. Actually, these ones, if I can get in here, these ones you should just be able to click off and switch around. Oh my gosh, imagine I can't get it back on. And now it's a butterfly. And that is gonna bug my OCD, but we're just gonna leave it. Usually there's little fireflies out here at night too, which is super cute. Oh, and the greenhouse has lights too. Very fun. Nighttime garden. Very relaxing. Nice and cool now that it's summer. The days are so hot. These nasturtiums just, I feel like they just glow. They're so bright. Today's June 25th. I just finished filming and posting my garden tour for today because I do it every Sunday, trying to at least. But look at all these garlic scapes I just picked up out of the garden and greenhouse. So many garlic scapes. And then these little bulbs too. They're not 100% garlic, but they're really as big as they're gonna get. They've already started to die back. And look at this handful of beets I got. The prized possession though were these two beets. I actually need to take a picture of them for my Instagram. Look at these babies. They were the biggest beets I got out of the garden. I wouldn't say I had a success this year with that. We're going to have to try again next year and really get that fertilizing phosphorus figured out. But the beds are looking empty now, so tomorrow my job is to mix in some homemade compost and plant some new seeds. It's a rainy day today, June 26th. Yesterday I finally took all the beets out of the garden. I didn't get too many from it. A lot of them were just way too small, so I still need to figure out what I'm doing wrong there. I did notice though that the broccoli is going to flower if I don't pick it, so I'm gonna pick this and we're gonna eat this for dinner tonight. They're such cute little florets. I don't even know if that's the right term. Oh my gosh. This is, I think, my first proper broccoli harvest ever in my life. It's a very exciting moment. Okay, so the thing I read online said that I can leave it to make more side shoots, but I don't know if it will because I cut off a significant amount of side shoots. So we're just gonna leave it, and I have one more over here to harvest. Look at it. Look at it, I grew it. I grew it. It's June 27th. I have not had a chance to put seeds in that garden bed, to mix in compost. I haven't done a single thing. And that is because, well, as you can see, rain. Lots and lots of rain. It rained all day yesterday. It was basically a biblical storm yesterday with the thunder. It was a show. And it's coming down again today. my goodness. I am so sad I didn't plant seeds in that bed. It would have been perfect if I did. Ah, darn. So the plants in here are doing great. Obviously, there's been more added, more propagations. My goldfish plant I propagated for a friend. I'm gonna do more of that now that I know I can do that successfully. I bought a new Hoya. Look at how stunning she is. She actually looks better than she did in the store now that she's here. I'm really glad that I bought this one. She's just beautiful. I'm getting into Hoyas now. I really am. Here's my other Hoya. Like, look at it. It is stunning. Look at the leaves. I really should do a house plant tour. Oh yeah, this Hoya too. I think this is like a crimson. I don't know. I need to figure out what they're all called. But I'm also trying to rehab these orchids. They're doing okay. Like, there's some new growth points on the roots here. You can see that. So that's good, I guess. They're liking being in the greenhouse. That one does not want to stay in its pot. The nasturtiums are just getting more and more terrifying as every day goes by. I planted this in the spring. One of these fuzzy succulents, this guy here, I had two and the other one actually died. I want to take propagations of this thing and see if I can put it in like a little hanging planter. But this is really cute. It turned out really, really nice. Succulents don't mind being in the sun. I find the Hoyas like being in the sun as well. Obviously, cacti have no problem. The little cacti that I took out of one of these bins went into their own little pots and they're doing great. All my little lettuces are coming up and doing great. This guy is really loving being out here too. I'm telling you, man, succulents. I want to propagate this. That's another project I have on my list. I'm obsessed. I'm completely obsessed with these living stones. I want to collect every color. I think this is a Hoya too, like a Hoya compacta, but I don't like this one as much as the other Hoyas. Sorry. What else? Oh man, this is... I'm not going to kick it because I'm going to spill it if I do. I hope it's going out the drain. I never know if the drain is working, but I'm gonna water some stuff in the greenhouse. It's just pouring right now. I finally removed that. I don't know if I posted that update. And then we have some really gorgeous yellow tomatoes here that are my favorite, one of my favorite types of cherry tomatoes. They're very sweet. And it looks like we have some red guys over here too. Great, I have some tomato for our lunch today. Great. Looks like these buds are dying off. Something's happening. Might be too hot in here for the tomato too. But these sunflowers, I hope they decide to be sunflowers soon. They might bust out the top of the greenhouse. Yep. So that's what's going on in here. Some ash from the fire we had yesterday, or the other day. It wasn't yesterday, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago now. But this is good to mix in with the compost. Oh, before I go inside, I wanted to show you the miracle. The miracle that's happening. The fig tree has come back, and it's coming back hard. We got this one, we got a little shoot here, a little shoot here, so 3 shoots. And then there's a shoot in the back. So I don't know if it was the right choice to chop all the branches off, but I did it. The borage is flowering. How beautiful. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to show you this zucchini. I already harvested one. You can see where I broke it off right there. That was the one I was showing you earlier in this video. And you can see this other one is ready to be picked and eaten. And there's even more coming in along this. So this one's doing really well. I hope the ones in the garden catch up. Okay, so I have no pants on, but I want to tell you what I did in the garden. The rain finally let up. Just about to go in the shower, but I got a chance to clear out this second beet bed, mix in some of my homemade compost, some glacial rock dust, because I had it and apparently it's good. We'll see. We'll see if it makes a difference or not. But radicchio, Chickroy radicchio. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Chickroy. So that leafy green is on this side, and the fava beans are on that side. I really like fava beans, so I'm excited to be growing them again. I unfortunately do not have the physical or mental strength to deal with this bed yet, so I will leave this for another day. I'm gonna also start some of this in my click and grow inside and see what happens. So I put my seeds in here. Now I'm just gonna kind of shake them in, try to get them in that crevice in there, and put them in these pods. And then this pod goes into here, and in the reservoir is just water. These pods from the Click and Grow company have all the nutrients in them to support the plant. And as you can see, I have some lettuce growing here right now, some that I have cut already and are growing back. So I'm going to fill these 3 spots with that radicchio. I think that's one of its names. I don't know how to say it. Chickroy. Today's June 28th, and I would be doing very minimal garden chores today if it wasn't for this guy right here. Last night, because he didn't have any food left in his food bowl, he was done his dinner, he decided he was going to go out to the garden and munch on the dirt and the new compost I had put down in the new garden bed. Look at him just standing there, dreaming about eating more of my compost out of my gardens. Yeah, that's what you're waiting for, isn't it? You don't need any more compost. You look like a composter. Maybe that's why you're eating it, because you look like a composter. Compost belongs in you. Oh, what? You resent that statement? It's 16 degrees out today. Forecast says it's going to get up to 20. Look at all the little dog feet in there. What a bad dog. And yeah, he busted through. He just barreled right through and decided he was going to go in there. So today I'm going to leave the tool on and I'm going to cover it with some other plastic netting that I have. I had this netting that one of my friends gave me when she moved. I think I mentioned her on my channel before. She's at rudy.licious on Instagram. But she had a whole bunch of garden stuff. She was downsizing, so she gave me this netting, and I didn't have any use for it at the time. But I'm glad I kept it because it's going to help me dog-proof these beds. I don't know. You think Abra can barrel through there? Hopefully it'll be a deterrent now. And I'm just about to do this garden bed. I think I'm going to pull out everything that's in here, even this sad-looking zucchini. And all these sad looking garlic. I know they're not ready, but they shouldn't have been here in the first place. They popped up from years and years and years ago, I guess, when I planted garlic, and maybe I didn't harvest it properly. So I'm going to rip everything in this bed up and do the exact same thing that I did to that one yesterday, but I'm not going to do seeds. I'm going to do these really sad looking Hungarian hot wax peppers. They're very sad looking, but there's hope. Look, there's hope. So I started all of these from seed, and I've just, like everything else, have been holding on to them. Look at these sad zucchini. up here. They're just drying out and dying because they're getting root bound. But I think these are gonna be okay. And I could maybe plant like radish or something around them if I really wanted to. I'm not a huge fan of radish around here though. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do now. Look at the robin. Do you see the robin in the tree? It's got a nest up in here. But besides the distraction, we got the netting done. We got the compost and the glacial rock dust mixed into here. And these are peppers that were started February 21st in my house. They've kind of been stressed in the pots they've been in. I haven't been fertilizing them. I've been neglecting them, as with everything in my life. So we'll see how they do. I'm sure they'll be fine. And the reason why I decided not to pull up this half is because I pulled up a few garlic and they're almost ready. So I don't want to just completely ruin this crop of garlic for myself. Even though I didn't plant it, they were volunteers. Look, you can see the bulb right there. Oh my goodness. Look at it. It's huge. So I'm gonna let them do their thing for a few more weeks. The garlic is so close to being ready. And then since I left that, I figured I may as well just leave the zucchini, see what happens. But when I pull the garlic, I'm gonna fertilize this side. I'm gonna do the mixing. I really just want these 2 beds to be done. Here's the garlic I pulled up. Like, it's bulbing, but it's probably like 2 or 3 weeks too early for me to pull up. But that's okay. You can still eat it like this. So I'll chop this up and add it to whatever we're having for dinner tonight. It's taken days, but the ants are going into this trap. Oh, you can see one coming out right now. Yes, little worker, take the juice up and away, please, so it kills the rest of your crew that are living in my walls. They're not in my house. I've said this before, but I had this one, which is an outdoor ant trap. It's been here for longer than this one. I ordered these off Amazon, but the thing is, they're the same brand. They're supposed to be for the same type of ants. So I'm very confused as to why this one didn't work, but this one is working. Anyway, I've been noticing less ants, so I'm happy this is dealt with. Ow! Oh my god, this is so hard. You could just twist it off, but I don't want to risk damaging the plant. I would say that is a perfect zucchini. It's June 30th. Today is the last day of garden chores for this month. Just gonna quickly update you. This malva here is starting to flower. These volunteer tomatoes that are in with the cacti down here are starting to flower. I've been picking blueberries like every other day. They're starting to turn blue. We have these apples that are starting to turn red, and here's how big they are currently. You can see, look at that cluster. So cool. This zucchini doing really good, but it is getting nommed on pretty intensely. Don't know what to do about that. The cosmos are doing great. The volunteer borage is doing great. Look at it's finally flowering. I find these flowers to be so pretty, so small and dainty. The succulent, some of the succulents in here are giving me their death bloom. So that's how succulents end their life, if you didn't know. That'll be the end of those ones. They've put off baby shoots. So these are like baby shoots here, a bunch of babies here. And then when the succulent is done, it puts out this death bloom and it dies back. Makes room for more of these little succulent babies, offshoots. Fig tree, doing amazing. Although it looks like there is some pest action. I'm not quite sure what. Looks like there's some like sawdust. Maybe there's ants going into this trunk. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Zinnias. Look at how pretty. They match my marigolds. And then there's this. This seems to be happening to me a lot this year. I don't really know what to tell you. The other ones in the row are doing okay. The ones I transplanted are doing okay. And then there's this. We replanted these 2 beds and nothing's coming up quite yet. But this here is doing really great. The snaps are about to flower. These ones are really taking to their new spot. Same with these. I'm not sure if these are going to make it because these are the Mexican sunflowers. And let me just quickly show you how tall. Yeah, these are the same plants. So I'm not sure if it'll have enough room to get that big in that little cinder block. But we kind of have the same thing going on here. These cinder blocks are starting to fill out. We've got milkweed in this one, another one of those Mexican sunflowers. The columbine loves this spot. I'm so happy I planted it here. It's beautiful. It's so lush. Can't wait to see if it's gonna flower or not. Some volunteer tomato plants in this bed that I'm not getting rid of. And I waited too long to pick the lettuce. So this is the year of collecting seeds, I guess. We're just gonna wait until that flowers and that'll be that. We are so friggin' close to these being ready to give us seeds, but I am noticing it is an aphid party here. Look at how many. I've kind of slowly been like cutting these off and taking them away, like putting them in the green bin or the brown bags or whatever, but I've just noticed there are so many aphids. Look on this one too. And I didn't notice them before, like they weren't on the kale, but they seem to really enjoy the flower stalks here. And just the tips. They're just on the tips, but they're friggin' everywhere. No wonder why I have so many ants in my garden this year. And that's it. That's your like end of the month update. I don't think I'm doing a whole lot of garden chores today. I'm gonna be like tying up the tomatoes, making sure that they're going in the right direction. Everybody over here is doing great. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the state of everything. Considering where we are in the growing season, it looks like some of my peppers have finally started to take off too. We were wondering there for a while if this was gonna be any good. But yeah, that's it. That's all. We'll update you next month. I know this was a really long video, but I wanted to put together a big one that just like sums up what I've been doing all month. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see another one of these videos, and we will catch you on Sunday, because Sunday is the garden tour day. All right, even though I basically just updated you. Anyway, bye. You can get through, buddy. You're fine. As I was going through and just cutting off the tips and getting rid of the aphids, I actually noticed something. I don't think you can see it, but if you come a little closer, there's the warrior. There he is, eating all those aphids for me. It's honestly the only one I've seen in this entire pile. And look, there's, if I just pan around quickly, well, am I gonna be able to get it into focus? Probably not. Anyway, there are aphids right there. They're everywhere. But you can see, look, we're starting to get crispy. So any day now, it's time for seeds. Which I'm really looking forward to, because this is a friggin' disaster. Don't you agree, Abra?